winners of the Copa America. Gabriel Jesus scored in that final, was sent off in that final. He's for their opening Premier League game next Saturday, away to West Ham.
to Salah. He actually hits the outside of the post.
Yeah.
Last few weeks, some of them have been absolutely excellent in terms of their intensity. Played in front of big crowds. Players want to perform, and that's what's happening here.
Well, if it's not a 52 week of the year season, it's probably 49. Walker, and of course the pre-season for both these clubs involved commercial ventures. Managers can't stop that really, though they perhaps would like to. But the widening of the appeal, certainly Manchester City are probably playing catch-up to the likes of Liverpool and Manchester United in that worldwide sense. It's vital to raising the kind of money that pays the wages for these millionaire footballers and managers. And here is De Bruyne, wanted too long. Another chance on the follow-up for Manchester City and Raheem Sterling. And Alisson suddenly finding himself a very busy goalkeeper.
Well, the best passer on the field in this first period of the game has been Bravo once again. Big diagonal, targeting Alexander-Arnold. That time it was Jesus who got in behind him.
Sterling. David Silva. Stones. 1-0 to Manchester City. In a very attractive start to the Community Shield. Sterling with the goal. A nice thing about that goal, Stuart, and we're a little bit set in our ways. And I'm sure the viewers are as well. We didn't even think VAR, did we?
No.
And if it comes in when we do think it, and when the supporters think it as well, it will be an addition to the game. There's no doubt about that. But it's not something that can meddle with the game. That's a personal opinion. I'm not putting words into your mouth.
Well, it would have been looked at because it was a goal, but didn't hold up the play. Everything was okay with it. It was actually very well worked by Man City when you saw the replay.
Yeah, the 10 men, the 9 outfield players of Manchester City. And here is Bernardo Silva, David Silva rather, trying to come in on his left foot. Said it's his last season with Manchester City. What a servant he's been. Walker. Bernardo Silva, headed out by Gomez. Had a couple of moments on the counter-attack, quickly involving Mo Salah. Is trying to beat Otamendi to this. The South American has other ideas against the King of Egypt, football-wise anyway.
Jurgen Klopp just talking to his two centre-halves. At the moment, they've been totally outplayed in the wide areas, Liverpool.
Are we perhaps noting that Fabinho's not dropped in as much, which is very important with the way they use their fullbacks in their attacking sense?
Well, their fullbacks hasn't been a problem that they've been getting forward too much. They just haven't seen or been aware of balls played in behind them. Robertson twice has been ball watching as De Bruyne has made runs in behind him, or Bernardo Silva's made a run in behind him. Alexander-Arnold hasn't seen 3 balls from Bravo go over the top of his head. So I don't think it's Fabinho's problem. I think it's the two fullbacks that just haven't been good enough defensively.
Here's Henderson. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson setting all sorts of records. Premier League assists last season. His finger pointed at Liverpool's midfield from time to time, saying it's not particularly creative, but the fullbacks have made up for that. They haven't needed to be more solid rather than strategic in an attacking sense. Jurgen Klopp's midfield three, whoever they've been. Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Henderson. Here is Fabinho.
Another player challenging this season could be Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Who has won the Community Shield 3 times with Arsenal. He's on the bench today. Better from Liverpool, so it came to the important final ball. Which Firmino couldn't quite time for Salah. Sterling on the run. Gomez is quick and gets across and shepherds it out. London boy, Joe Gomez. Only got plenty of friends and family here.
That's the best of Mo Salah.
Be interesting to see how long they play, Firmino and Salah, after the 30 minutes in midweek, 30 minutes from the start.
I suppose the good thing from Mo Salah's point of view, he hasn't had to do too much pre-season training. It was only maybe 3 weeks ago that he played that last game for Egypt when they got knocked out by South Africa.
Last week, Liverpool spent in Evian in France. Nice place, very nice training camp. Alisson was there doing a lot of work. And Salah and Firmino likewise. You can get the footage these days with the club websites covering pretty much every waking moment for the players. So they got a lot of good work done in that week, as well as taking part in the game. Actually, in the game, Alisson gave away a penalty. Wasn't the best return.
It's a decent save from him there. Didn't go down too early. Sterling was bearing down on him.
Forward by Robertson. Met by Stones. Go left here. Simon, it's Kyle Walker who has the difficulty of full-back defending. Origi, supported by Henderson. Made a nice turn, but didn't take the ball with him. And Bernardo Silva winkles a goal kick out of it.
Yeah, Henderson hasn't had the best start to the game so far.
Remarkably, Stuart, this is the first of 7 trophies in Liverpool sights in the months ahead. Can add in the UEFA Super Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup. That's the 4 domestic competitions, and of course retaining the Champions League, which they'd love to do. The Magnificent 7.
I think they'd like an improvement on last season. Maybe 2 would be enough.
Yes, I think it would. They're in trouble again. And the wide areas not make it easy for Van Dijk and Gomez in the middle. Liverpool do go and get it. Manchester City dally on the ball. Salah. Robertson. I think it would have been offside against Mo Salah. Flag didn't go up, but the instructions to the assistants, of course, are not to go too early these days.
Good recovering challenge there. Mo Salah would have been offside. That all started because Rodri lost the ball in midfield. Just don't think he's got up to the pace of the game so far. I saw another player, holding midfield player, make his debut for his debut for his club side last year in this game. Jorginho for Chelsea, if you remember.
He
had
did.
a really torrid time against Man City on that occasion. Kept on winning the ball off him, took too long.
Alisson. That could have been cut out in Liverpool's half and he would have been in trouble, the goalkeeper, but it flew through, cutting the grass as it went. A lot further. Here's Stones. David Silva. Man City press. This is where pre-season finds you out, really, because the forward press takes a lot out of attacking players, and of course teams can start from much even deeper now. The managers will have worked on this with this ability to take very short goal kicks. Ball doesn't have to go outside the penalty area, one of the new regulations. Fabinho. Liverpool a goal down, but not heads down. Salah. Robertson. Now Virgil van Dijk on the back of an absolutely colossal season. Got the Netherlands to the Nations League final, beaten by the hosts Portugal in the end, knocked out England in the semi-final. Rodri. It sounds like he should be playing for Wales and not Spain.
I haven't seen a forward pass for him yet. Most of it's been square or backwards.
David Silva finding a tricky pass, actually, under pressure to reach Sterling. Rodri stepping in with a forward momentum from him. Away by Gomez.
In other words, you had a nice holiday.
No, it was hotels, football grounds. Hey, that's a holiday. It was fun. It was a pleasure to watch Premier League teams have a part in the world they're playing. Here's Bernardo Silva, and that's why, with passing like that, Gabriel Jesus wanting it rolled across De Bruyne. For the second time, really, not quite being able to put it on the money. Here comes the Liverpool counter-attack, led by Andy Robertson. Origi. Not cleared, and it comes back to Salah. I think after that first season, when all the goals flew in, has become even more of a shoot-on-sight player.
Origi does well just to get it on his right foot. Stones gets the first header in. Zinchenko not particularly good. He tries to take it early with the outside of his left boot. Here's the moment. Gomez and Van Dijk have to see that run. They're facing down the field. Gomez only gets back because he's got great pace. It's his mistake to start with that allows De Bruyne to get in. Again, he can't quite find the right pass.
Perfection-seeking Pep. In a world where, of course, it's impossible, but it doesn't stop you trying. And he gets as close as anybody.
I've seen a couple of Liverpool's pre-season games, and they have certainly had problems at the back. They were torn apart by Napoli.
Yes, they were absolutely. In fact, Virgil van Dijk went across, didn't he, quite publicly to not remonstrate with Jurgen Klopp, but it was a pretty heated exchange between the two during that match. Lovren and Matip are on the bench as alternatives. There's talk of maybe Dejan Lovren moving on before the window closes. Firmino will always be relied on to come back and try and sort things out when it's not going too well for the team. And he did, and he's got a free kick.
First of all, Salah loses out here, but then he does well to win it back off Sterling. Firmino, good turn to get away from the first challenge. Rodri has a go at him, and then Sterling is the player that commits the foul.
Henderson. going to get there. Salah, Fabinho, not quite finding the range.
Here's the goal again. There's the first header. David Silva with the little flick, and he does well to keep it down. He doesn't go with his laces, he goes with the inside of his left boot. And it's the height that beats the goalkeeper. Just can't get his foot onto it or his hand down in time.
It is a natural thing for keepers to spread themselves in those circumstances. That means spreading the legs as well, and of course there is a gap. Whether Raheem Sterling was aiming for it, he found it. You always think, he scored so many goals now, 25 was it last season. There's Sian Massey Ellis, who's making a little bit of history today, the first woman official in a Community Shield. She's very well respected on the circuit anyway. This is a special day for her and the women's game in terms of encouraging officials to believe that they can work at this level. She's been absolutely tremendous. I'm sure others will follow her example.
There's the pace of Gomez again. It's a good ball over the top. David Silva was after it, but he was never going to beat Gomez. The trouble is, when you're as quick as Gomez, sometimes you don't read things quite as quickly because your pace will get you out of trouble, and that's been the case in this first half on 2 or 3 occasions. He's not seen the danger early enough, but his pace has got him back into a good position.
It's like tall young players not learning how to jump because they don't need to until it becomes serious, then they can't.
That's going to be a yellow card for De Bruyne. I'm not sure what he can argue with here. He say he didn't catch him, but it's a wild challenge.
Always worth a mention when Kevin De Bruyne plays at Wembley. He has family connections at Ealing, which is, what, 4 miles from here, I suppose. When he was a boy, spent holidays with various relatives based in England. Well, everyone's human.
Missed opportunity as well. Walker had gone narrow. The switch of play was a good one. He had a chance to run at Walker 1v1. Put himself inside the box.
There have been some decent moments. We saw Jurgen Klopp applauding the way they've sometimes disarmed Manchester City, and the counter-attack swiftly, and Salah might have done better with a couple of chances. By Zinchenko. Rodri turning on the power. What about the pass? Well, he goes safe and short to De Bruyne. Perhaps wasn't totally grateful that the ball came to him then.
Rodri had an opportunity to play Bernardo Silva in there, who'd made a diagonal run across the front of Robertson. Maybe he just wants to ease into the game and make sure he gets his passes right.
Here's Sterling. Well, Gabriel Jesus. One thing about Rodri, if you come back to that because Salah's away, Otamendi's across. One thing about Rodri is if you have a theory about his game, you can go and ask him if you're English, because his English is superb. He charmed us all at a press conference in Shanghai. His first public utterances as a Manchester City player. He used to go to summer camps in the USA, so there's a bit of awesome in there from time to time, but whether he's going to be an awesome player, well, I hope he is for his sake and for Manchester City's sake. But he's a charming young footballer, and he's not shirking any responsibility in this Community Shield. From the back, from the champions.
It's also good play from Otamendi. The position that he took up. He realised the ball had gone to Stones. He realised that Bravo was in a left-sided centre-back position. He just made the run into midfield. Good understanding from the centre-back. Now Rodri's just sitting in for him. Let's swap over now.
The laws of the game, which are constantly changing, as we all know, as we have to study them, say that the game is played by 10 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper. They might have to look at amending that. There's never been anything to stop goalkeepers moving out of their penalty area. Sterling, again, just that hint of vulnerability with Liverpool at the back. It's not quite the same at the other end.
Threw himself at that challenge. Zinchenko didn't want it being a 1v1 situation. Got a bit lucky there.
He's been given a new contract. They have brought back Angelino from PSV. They sold a year ago. Who is an out-and-out left-back. Mendy, again not fully fit, but back with the group over the last couple of days. It's going to be a big test for, if Laporte's out for a little while at the start of the season, for Stones and Otamendi. Company didn't play that often, did he? But obviously he finished the season so strongly, and the leadership qualities in the club, not just on the field, are hard to replace. They're still looking for a permanent captain. They're waiting for Fernandinho to come back, I'm told. Firmino's waiting in the middle, and towards him. Otamendi got the last touch, and that's why Walker's trying to prevent the corner, but can't. Corner for Liverpool.
Van Dijk is usually the target for these. Firmino just trying to work for that space. First of all in front of then John Stones, and then trying to nip in behind him. Wasn't a great cross really from Origi.
Origi himself has a good natural spring. Scored a crucial goal at Newcastle very late on in the season to win a game at St James's Park. Firmino's headed a good few as well towards Van Dijk, and it's not sure what the target was from Alexander-Arnold, but it just kept on going. It's a good watch though, Stuart.
It's been an excellent game, an excellent first half, played with good intensity. Both sides have looked vulnerable to diagonal balls played in behind their fullbacks. Both sides have tried to play out from the back. I would say Man City have done it much better than Liverpool have.
Zinchenko. David Silva will be one of the candidates for the captain's role. Maybe slightly against him is the fact that this will be his last season at the club. I think they're looking for a longer-term leader, and that might rule out Fernandinho as well. Guardiola did say when we were in China that the players will decide. I'm not sure that I totally believe that. De Bruyne, well, the flag is up, and whether VAR, that's one of those where if he's proved to be onside, VAR has not worked, or the officiating hasn't worked.
No, I think he was quite clear, the assistant referee, that it was offside, so he wasn't going to mess about there, put his flag up quickly. It was a good decision. Just got to be a little bit careful, Kevin De Bruyne. He kicked the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah.
Having just been booked 5 minutes ago.
There have been a few sent off in the Community Shield in the past. Most notoriously, the very first it was a Charity Shield at Wembley in 1974. So disciplinary incident here. Martin Atkinson, who is a referee that doesn't go looking for controversy, I would say. He's very experienced.
Well, the Man City players aren't happy with the challenge here. Nor is Guardiola.
And he's already lost Leroy Sané through a foul.
Yeah, Gomez goes with his stud showing, but he wins the ball. I think both players probably go. Well, actually, he goes with his laces, does David Silva. Yeah. Gomez goes with his stud showing. That's what Guardiola didn't like.
But was the ball in between?
Yeah,
in the end,
I don't see there was too much wrong with the challenge.
Stuart Atwell is the fourth official, getting the brunt of Guardiola's complaints at the moment.
It's made worse for David Silva by the fact that he was trying to kick through the ball. So his follow-through was always going to catch.
I think it would Gomez. Have been even worse if he'd actually caught the studs. My impression was that Gomez got the ball onto the foot, and maybe we'll see it again. It doesn't look as though he's seriously hurt, David Silva, but the protective instincts of Pep.
Animated here as he's telling Carl Walker one or two things. Bravo trying to tell him something, but he's not taking too much notice by the looks of it. Guardiola gets a yellow card, I think.
Yeah. Well, the dugout behaviour is now, this is another thing, it's been in place in the Football League, and now it's coming into this level, and it is a yellow card. Red and yellow can be delivered. Martin Atkinson. Divock Origi.
Does well just to shield the ball away, and then there's the challenge from Bernardo Silva. Now, Alexander Arnold can really whip this ball in with his right foot. The last one was a bit too long.
Couple of minutes left in the first half here at Wembley. Been fast and at times furious. That's the one they were looking for before, but in heading it back across the goal, it's within Bravo's reach. But what wasn't within his reach, and he's got considerable reach in his distribution, was a quick ball upfield to a forward-running teammate. Switch of play. Zinchenko go to De Bruyne, and back in the nick of time was Jordan Henderson.
The midfield players for Liverpool have had a difficult afternoon so far. Haven't been able to get on the ball very much, but they've had to do a lot of chasing, a lot of defensive work. That was good play from Henderson. Saw the danger, saw Jesus coming round the back. Wijnaldum and Fabinho, Henderson really got on the ball and made things happen.
This could be a big moment in the destiny of the Shield. And Alisson didn't really deal with it. Henderson helped out.
Very nearly that ball again. De Bruyne would have been in had Jesus not headed it. What a strike that was from Bravo.
3 added minutes, mostly for the and he lasted 40-odd days, didn't he? Liverpool won it on penalties.
If I remember rightly, they both took their shirts off as they were sent off for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think that was added to their punishment then. After all, they were off, so the game was over. There haven't been too many red cards in this fixture since, although Pedro a couple of years ago went to Chelsea. But there is no, unless it's violent conduct, there is no affecting the league fixtures, the official fixtures coming up in terms of suspension. David Silva quick enough to recover when his pass through was blocked. Here's Bernardo Silva. Sterling and Jesus in the middle. Just too high for Gabriel Jesus. Probably with a bit more pre-season under his belt, he might have got to that. Walker. Fullbacks have found themselves swapped at the moment.
Yeah, and that was a problem for Alexander-Arnold. Bernardo Silva, mainly a left-footed player, just swept it onto his right foot and got the cross in.
Zinchenko. Jesus got a touch. Sterling to roll away from Gomez, and he's done that to get his body across and get the ball. Sinewy strength against the bigger man. Walker. Bernardo Silva, they're in behind again, but it's just gone out. De Bruyne again, with a bit more training, he wouldn't have been half a yard short, and Pep Guardiola might have been celebrating instead of rather marching back to his position.
Watch the Van Dijk tries to play offside when he should be getting round on the cover. Henderson should go with the runner as well. That's happened on too many times. Kevin De Bruyne making that little run.
Well, Pep Guardiola's team to lead at half-time, but he's picked up a yellow card, the manager, under the new regulations, for protesting about the Gomez challenge. Sterling, the former Liverpool player, got the goal. Mo Salah had a couple of chances to reply for Liverpool. City have lost Leroy Sané. So Kevin De Bruyne is working his way into the game, and it's been very entertaining in many ways in these circumstances. Still a week before the season starts officially. Both teams are putting on a show here in the Community Shield, and Manchester City lead Liverpool by 1-0 at half-time.
Hi. Hi. Oh, we all just got new smartphones at Cricket. Hi. Hi. Hola. Hi. Hi. Okay, bye. Bye.